One of the most difficult financial decisions that younger adults face is whether to rent or buy a house. Say, for example, the cost of renting or buying a particular house in a particular location is more or less the same. The problem is that, like the stock market, the housing market is very hard to predict in the short to medium term. Here's the financial author, Jason Butler.
It all goes great if the property price continues to go up. But if the property price stays the same or falls, you are worse off on renting in that situation because it's cost you more and you've got the risk of the property falling in value further and you have to maintain it. Because one of the things when people are buying a house they don't realise is that you as the homeowner have to pay for all the maintenance costs and you take all the capital risk.
The key question to ask yourself is, how much flexibility do you need in the short term? Buying a house is expensive and time consuming. You don't want to do it all again in 2 or 3 years' time.
If you are likely to move in the next 2 to 3 years, or you need lots of flexibility, or you think house prices are going to fall significantly, then renting probably is your better option. Certainly gives you more flexibility and reduces risk. But the reality for most people is that if, in the long run, 20 years or more, almost certainly buying makes sense on the basis that we need somewhere to live. So buying makes sense when you take a long-term view because, again, like stock markets, short-term market crashes are not a problem, particularly if you're eventually going to be trading up and trading up. And if your property's falling in value, the next one you've got to buy is falling in value.
If you can take a long-term view, the advantage of buying is that over time you're building equity in your home, and that can give you a degree of financial security.
The benefit for people who've built equity in their home is that the worst comes to the worst, they can sell the property, turn the cash into assets, and yes, they've got to pay rent, but at least they've got some assets to fall back on. Or if they've got enough other assets working for them, they can live rent-free in their house. So whether you downscale your property to release a bit of capital and live rent-free and mortgage-free, or whether you sell it all and just go become a renter or a global nomad and use the money to live off of, it's a good thing for most people. But don't rely on selling your home as a pension pot, because the problem is that when you come to realise the money, probably a lot of other people are as well, and there may be a lot of people wanting to sell and cash their homes in, and you may not get what you expect.
In the long term then, buying your home does make sense for most people. But don't overstretch yourself and be prepared for prices to fall in the short term.